We'll start the stream off today with a fairly sad one. We've got ourselves a bricked HomePod from Frank in the mail, and it has, like I said, a bricked logic board. It's quite frustrating. The way that we have to repair these is by just replacing the logic board that runs the software with another one that is not software bricked. What makes it even more frustrating is on the bottom of the HomePods there is a debug port, and if you wanted you could fashion your own USB dongle, plug that in, connect it to your computer, and funny enough, iTunes, Finder, what have you, they all see that a HomePod in particular is connected. And yet, even though Apple gives us a restore button, they block access to the firmware file that you normally have access to with every other Apple device out there. So, as to why these are so special, we may never know. But let's go ahead and crack this open. We're going to get that old bricked logic board out, and while we're inside, we're going to check this and make sure that it doesn't have any other common issues waiting to create catastrophe, like the naughty diode that likes to cause no power, or the crappy DC filters that like to cause death farts and blown up bass speakers. So they're getting the full checkup today. It is the most expensive repair that we do, unfortunately, with these when we have to replace the logic board, but when it happens, we do try to make the most of it. So hopefully it'll go smooth and we won't have any other surprises inside. Oh yeah, and we had finally broken our original iFixit Jimmy tool. It's only seen thousands of HomePods by now, on and off stream. It's the first Jimmy tool that I used on my very first HomePod fix for myself, and it finally broke into pieces there. Luckily, I actually have a whole second iFixit kit that comes with the Jimmy, so I was able to grab that and give it the old slight bend so that we don't scratch up our plastic tops, taking those off. But I've got another one coming in the mail because I always want at least one spare on hand in case something like that happens. Well, yeah, maybe if I get real famous one day, we will give this away. Who wants my trash? Clean pull. Very nice. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Being a little difficult. Alright, there's our usual culprit for the brickies. Let's go ahead and identify it as such so we don't get it mixed up. and we will add it to sad and ever-growing pile, along with this one. We got this one too. We got this one. We got this one. Oh yeah, we got this one too. Man, isn't it so nice to have basically an iPhone running your smart speaker that you can't restore the software on when it bricks itself. So great, so nice, so wonderful, such a beautiful idea. I wish more people would do it. We'll go ahead and sign this one. Give it the old autograph. Fixed by Nix. Fixed. $10, $25, $23. Yes, I am American, unfortunately. And I was taught to do my dates like that. And then I went into the military and was taught to do dates a different way, and now it just, whatever pops into my head at the moment is how I'll end up writing it. Whatever. Alright, let's carry on. We're gonna pop out this subwoofer at least, because that'll let us take a look at all of the critical components without needing to go any deeper unless we need to. We'll get a chance to see how good our subwoofer still is. We'll get a chance to see how good our amplifier is, and if it's got any parts ready to pop on it. Oh, that sucker is glued. No match for the rubbing alcohol. And then the big flathead. All right. Subwoofer seems to be in fantastic shape. We've got a Schottky diode with a date code of 1726K. So that does not need to be touched. Last but not least, let's grab our replacement logic board. We'll go ahead and connect their display up to that. And we'll test and make sure that their new logic board works and that their amplifier is in good working order. Nice. And we've got a no, we don't have a connection to our... Why is that? Why am I not getting a multimeter reading? Is it just that good? Oh damn, yeah, it's just that good. Alright. Well, so it's gonna be one of those, huh? One of the least exciting and unfortunately most expensive repairs we do. Nothing needs any attention other than that logic board getting replaced. And to think it would be like a $20 repair, if that we would charge, if Apple just simply let us click that restore button when you plug them into your computer. It could be a free repair that you can do yourself if you feel fancy enough to connect a couple cables to the bottom of your HomePod. But no. HomePod software is too sacred for the average customer to have access to. We're not allowed to restore the software. You're supposed to buy a new one. Can you imagine, like, I know it's not exactly the fairest comparison, but like, you bought a car, and they, after a couple of years, it just stops, it just completely breaks itself in your driveway and you're no longer able to drive it anywhere. And you call the company. And they're like, yeah, well, it is out of warranty, so you're on your own. Gotta do the subwoofer gasket again. It didn't line up quite right. And actually has a little bit of a tear in it, so we'll just go ahead and replace that. Hey, look at that. More than just a new logic board. Bye. Goodbye, buddy. I'll miss you. Excuse me. Not feeling 100%. But the show must go on. The only thing left to do with this is get it reset, paired up to my test home, and updated, and we'll test it overnight and make sure it's solid and stable.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Very nice. On to the next one from Steve here. Let's pull up Steve's email. Steven's HomePod is unresponsive. Sounds like a no power situation. Let's check it out. Yes, indeed, we've got no power. Alright, let's crack it open. 1746K or 1748K? Oh, we got a 6K on our hands this time. Right on. Let's test it out. I don't care to lose a few screws, I got plenty spares, but I don't want to step on it. And there's your power. Alright, Siri, come on. This is my favorite part about iOS, or the new OS 17, is it's always got to think about it before it lets us hear anything now. It's got to think so long about it. Very annoying. There we go. All right. So our offset is good. Everything checks out. Ready to put back together.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the home app.
Oh boy.
I'm having trouble.
Give me those volume buttons. Hell yeah. Alright. The last one here is from Andrew, and it's got no power. Alright. We've let Andrew know that their HomePod is here. We got home like an hour ago. So sometimes we let people know as soon as we start the stream when their HomePod shows up. I don't think anybody's gonna complain if their HomePod's getting fixed up the same day it got delivered, yeah? Alright, looks like we've got the usual symptoms for no power caused by that little diode on the amplifier board. Let's crack it open and take a look. Beautiful. Oh, and I noticed this little green stain here. It's quite a lovely green if you ask me, but does not belong on a HomePod. I'm curious if I can get that out for him. Seems to be coming out a little bit. Alright. It's better. Dang, it doesn't even show up on camera anymore, but you can still kind of see it in person. Oh, almost forgot our little guys up here. Goodbye. Sad. Nice, nice. We're in. 1746K. Oh, I apologize, excuse me. Just not feeling 100% today. And power. All right. Ooh, no. We got it powering on, but it's got bad DC filters. If you look at the number at the bottom right of our screen, right there, we just hit 200 millivolts. We don't want that to be any higher than 50 millivolts. That is a sign that our filtering capacitors for DC voltage on our amplifier are going bad. Over time, this will roast that subwoofer speaker and develop death farts. On top of that loud popping sound that it makes. So, we're close, but it needs a little more work. The last one of this stream would be the one to pull the bad filters card on us. Alright. Back in we go. I hate doing these filters if you couldn't tell. But we can't just ignore them even though the HomePod seems to be working now. They will get death farts. Their bass speaker will blow up. And we'll be paying to send it back. We're not just fixing these things so that they can power on and look pretty. We're fixing these things so people can keep using them. Oh man, I actually gotta break the soldering iron out today. Making me work. Here we go. Just a little more love. I don't like how little solder there is on that other one. Yeah. Okay. If we've got that number under 50, then we're good to go. Alright. Let's see what we've got. Gosh. That's better. All right. Oh, hey Carlos, just noticed you popping into the chat there. Welcome, welcome. They asked, is there any heat difference between air soldering stations? So the idea is you set the temperature of your station, and that's what it runs at. And then you've got your airflow, which can vary a bit between machine to machine. But in general, 500 degrees Celsius at 80% airflow or whatever, you know, the similar temperatures and airflows should be pretty much the same between hot air stations. Now, the cheaper ones might not be getting as hot as they say, or they might be getting hotter than they say, but that's what you get for a cheaper one, just less accuracy in general. That said, we have had zero problems with our literally cheapest hot air station you can buy on Amazon since we started doing repairs a few years ago. And it's been holding up like a champ. The only thing it can't handle are really big dies, like GPU dies. I gotta break out my DeWalt heat gun for those. Oh, come on, you. It blows my mind how they've successfully swept multiple HomePod issues under the rug that affect a significant portion, unfortunately, is all I can say. We have no idea how many out in the wild are actually affected, but just purely based on the number that we've fixed by our own hands, and then considering how many other people have reached out to me saying they've fixed their own, the number of other businesses out there reaching out to me saying how many they've fixed, it is a sadly significant amount. And Apple's making the customers pay for it. I would rather be out of business and Apple just do a recall already. Well, if that isn't one pro with capitalism, it's being able to make a semi-comfortable living off of other companies' mistakes and irresponsibilities. It's kind of shitty. The overall circumstances, but it's a very simple move for Apple to put us out of business. Recall them and or allow software recovery and restoration on these. It's physically possible. We've proven it. We know it's the software on these that breaks. We know there is a known quality control issue with those diodes causing no power. We know that there's software issues causing them to stop working, and good times. Come on, Apple, just put me out of business already. Give me my free time back.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Alright, well, in the meantime, we'll be here fixing these, as we always do. Oh yeah, don't get confused. There's a bunch of software issues completely separate from the hardware issues. Go read up the blinking volume buttons issue if you wanna feel really depressed. In any case, that's all that we've got here today, folks. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and we'll always have more coming at you in the future. So